everyone! So in this video, we're going to be talking about the cell organelles that are visible underneath a light microscope. Now, I would highly suggest before you watch this video, you watch the video on the structure of the cell, and particularly the structure of the animal cell and plant cells, because we're not going to really recap all of the functions of the organelles in this video. We're just going to be talking about the organelles that you can actually see underneath a microscope. Now, the microscope that we're talking about in question would be a compound microscope. If you Google a compound microscope, it might be called different names, like an optical microscope or a light microscope. But basically what a compound microscope is that it uses mirrors and a light source to enhance the size of your specimens. And these are the microscopes that you would normally find in a science lab. So the key organelles that we have in the plant cell and the animal cell, we don't see all of them. So we're looking at the animal cell, there's only 3 that we actually see. The first being our cell membrane. And again, our cell membrane is the component that surrounds the cell. And it basically determines what enters and exits the cell. So an analogy for a cell membrane would be like the doors of the cells. Our second component that we would see would be our cytoplasm, and our cytoplasm is our gel-like structure, and it basically holds all of the other organelles in place. Now, when you're looking at your cell, the cytoplasm kind of looks like the empty space in the cell, but there actually isn't any empty space. All of that transparent space is your cytoplasm. And it's transparent because the key element that forms the cytoplasm is actually water. Now, our third structure that you would actually see in your animal cell is our nucleus. And our nucleus is like the brain of the cell, because it contains the DNA. And again, your DNA is your genetic information of the cell, and it gives the identity to the cell. Now, the plant cell is actually going to show a lot of the same organelles that you would have in the animal cell. So you would see the cytoplasm, you would see your cell membrane. Now, depending on what sample you have from your plant cell, you might see chloroplast, which is again that organelle in the plant cell that allows for photosynthesis to take place, or you might not. And this really is dependent on if you took a sample of a plant cell from a leaf compared to a sample from a plant cell from a root. So that's why it depends of if you would see your chloroplast or not. But our key ones that you would see are, again, the 3 key ones that you would have in your animal cell, which is, again, your cell membrane surrounds the cell, your cytoplasm, your gel-like structure that holds your organelles in place, and, again, your nucleus, which is our brain. Now, the 2 other organelles that you would normally see, first is the cell wall. And the cell wall, again, is kind of like an analogy to bones that you would have in humans, where it gives structure and support to the plant. And a key thing about the cell wall is that it's actually made out of cellulose, which is a very, very strong and fibrous material, which gives plant cells that extra durability. And the other organelle that you would see is chloroplast, but the key thing is that chloroplast you would only really see in leaves, because this is again the organelle where photosynthesis takes place. You wouldn't find chloroplast if you took a sample of a plant cell from the root, because it's underground, it's not being exposed to light, you're not going to be producing any glucose via photosynthesis. So what we actually have right here is a picture of a human cheek cell at 400 times magnification. Key thing to show you is that your human cheek cell is not actually blue, it's transparent. These cells are actually stained. And the reason why they're stained is so you can actually see the different organelles. So our cell membrane would be the outside surrounding of our cell. Our nucleus would actually be that dark, round component inside the cell, and it's very, very big and very, very dark. That would be our nucleus. And then our cytoplasm, again, would be that seemingly empty space. Now, if we're looking at our cheek cell, we can see specks of color stained in the cell, and those are basically different organelles. But the thing is we can't actually tell based on the magnification what the organelles are. So we know that they're different organelles, but we can't actually be very specific on what type of organelles they are. So, and if we're looking at our human cheek shell, we notice that the shape is irregular. They don't have a distinct shape. They're kind of like circular-ish blobs, but they don't have a defined specific shape. Now, if we look at an example of an onion cell, and this would be a plant cell, the first thing that we notice is that the shape, number one, is rectangular, and number two is that they are stacked. This is actually very characteristic of plant cells, is that they're going to be stacked and very close together with one another. Now, if we look at the organelles that we can see, the nucleus, again, is going to be that very circular, dark, round shape in the middle. Our cytoplasm is going to be that like seemingly empty space, but again, is not empty space because it's our transparent gel-like structure that's holding all of our organelles into place. And now our cell membrane and cell wall is like our double layer on our cell. So our cell membrane would be the inner layer, and the cell wall would be the outer layer. The cell wall is usually thicker and usually darker, where the cell membrane is thinner and lighter. Now, in this one, we don't actually have any chloroplast because our onion is a bulb, and the actual bulb of the onion is underground. So it's not going to have any chloroplast because if it's underground, it's not going to be exposed to sunlight. In the next image that we're going to look at, we're going to be looking at an Elodea cell, which is an aquatic-based plant, and we'll see our chloroplast in this cell. So we have our Elodea, and if we're looking at our key things, number one, our shape is still rectangular, and our cells are stuck together. And they're stuck together in stacks. They kind of look like bricks. And that's probably a really good way to describe our plant cells, is that they kind of look together as bricks piling one on top of each other. Now, if we're looking at our Elodea cell, because of all of our chloroplasts, we can't actually see our nucleus, but we know that this is a plant cell because we have our chloroplasts, which are all of these green discs. And the key thing about chloroplasts is, number one, they are going to be green. They are green because of chlorophyll, which is our pigment which is the green pigment that allows for the chloroplast to basically trap the energy from the sun and convert that energy with carbon dioxide and water vapor into glucose. We again have our cytoplasm, which is our seemingly empty space, but it's not. And if we're looking at our Elodea cell, we have our cell wall, which would be our outer layer, and then our cell membrane, which would be our inner layer. So I hope this video helps, and I hope you have a great day.